Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Today I have the pleasure of sitting here with Adam Dorn from the Fitchburg Fire Department. Adam, how are you doing today?
Great. How are you, Andrew?
I'm good. I don't know if I've sat with you on our set here.
No, I don't think we've ever sat on this set. We've sat on the old set.
On the old set, but not here.
Not here.
Okay.
This is the first.
So it's the first in this set.
First. Do we have celebratory cake, champagne?
Well, we had banana cream pie the other week, but that's gone.
Okay, that's all right. I don't like it anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, Adam, you're in here today to talk about it's springtime, and what does everyone like to do in the spring? Burn.
Yes.
And get that brush burnt, and whatever else you're trying to burn out there. I don't know. Things you probably shouldn't be.
Right.
But we're kind of here today to talk about, first of all, the guidelines within Fitchburg.
Yep.
And then we'll go through some of the DNR things and how to be responsible.
Right.
So let's start with our guidelines here in Fitchburg.
Yeah. So like you said, the springtime is when people like to take the time to clean up their yard, and a lot of people like to burn the extra brush or yard waste, whatever they might have. In Fitchburg, we have this thing called the urban service area. And basically what that is, it is the area that is in the northern part of our city where there are fire hydrants. It's served by municipal services. And in that urban service area, there is no open burning allowed. So we can eventually do fire pits, like recreational fires, that kind of thing. But we can't just do open burning, such as brush and leaves and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So that's the big difference between the urban service area and the rural area.
Okay.
Rural area, you can do the open burning.
Right.
So with that urban service area, or the burning area outside of the urban service area, we are required to issue burn permits for each person that wants to burn.
Okay.
So each resident is required to call in to say, give basic information, name, address, a phone number we can reach them at, what they're burning, and where it's located. Because that can make a difference, right? Because if someone's calling down the street for a pile that they're going to be burning, but the address is actually up the road a ways, farms, that kind of thing, that makes a little bit of a difference when
you need to know
get
where.
a call.
Yes, absolutely.
The reason we ask for that is so that if we do get a call, we can actually already have a little bit of an idea that this might be a controlled burn that maybe got away, or maybe it's just somebody that's passing by that thinks it's out of control, but it really is under control and it's already been called in. It's being supervised.
Definitely.
So who needs a permit? That's a question we frequently get.
Right.
It's anybody that's going to be burning.
Okay.
Anybody that's burning, whether you live in the city or if you're just working in the city.
Okay.
Who needs a permit? It's anyone that's going to conduct the burn. What can you burn? It's always a big question. It's a big question. I mean, there's loads of stuff you can pile in there and burn, and it's not always the greatest thing to be doing.
No.
Right. The DNR has some restrictions on it.
Yes.
We do follow those rules as well. But basically, if you have tree limbs, brush, and wood that's not painted, it's not treated, that kind of thing, that can be burned.
Okay.
Any leaves, grass, it's all prohibited.
Trash, can't do it.
Right. Those are things we're supposed to take to the compost pile, recycle them. The city has a place down at the Public Works garage that we can offload some of those things from our yards. That's where we want to go with that. The other thing is that you can get a burn permit for the day, but it only can be during the daylight hours. It's not going to be given to you after dark.
Okay.
So there's no burning after dark.
After dark.
Only daytime hours.
Okay. Safety.
It is. It is absolutely safety. The other aspect of it is that when you call for a burn permit, you have to call on the day that you want to burn.
Okay. So same day.
Right. So if you call me today and say I want to burn permit for tomorrow, I'm going to say, sorry, Andrew, you're going to have to call me back call tomorrow.
Okay.
And go from there.
It's good to know.
And just because you call for a permit doesn't mean you're automatically going to be granted a permit.
Okay.
Right? So some of the things that we have to take into consideration is proximity to other things that could catch on fire, like structures, trees, right? So when we are doing open burning, we need to make sure that we're at least 50 feet away from any structure.
Okay.
That's a long ways.
It's
But
farther than you think.
it's a lot farther than you think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only there to help and protect you and your family and your neighbors.
Absolutely.
The other thing is that recreational fires such as burn permit, burn barrel, not burn barrel,
The
but
little burn pit. The
little burn pit, the
campfire
commercially
pit.
made
Yeah.
ones.
Yes. Mhm.
Those can be used, but even those need to be 25 feet away from any structure.
Okay.
So some of our newer condos that are built very close together, there's no place legally to put those burn pits. So that's something to be very cautious about when you are considering purchasing one. Contact us and we'll help you out. Figure that out before
If
you
that's
invest
okay.
your money.
Right. That makes
Because
a lot
we
of
don't
sense.
we don't want to have anybody have hard feelings because we're just following the rules that have been put into place for us to follow.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other things, like we talked about, is how to obtain a permit. It's really simple. You call our firehouse, and the phone number is 278-2980. Call that phone number. Just tell us that you'd like to get a burn permit. You'll probably be put on hold, and then we'll grab some information from you, just like we talked about. They're only good for that day, and you got to call that day. So,
Awesome.
And then if something were to happen that we were come out, all you got to do is make sure you know what number you were given, and we'll just ask you for that.
Okay.
So.
Awesome. Well, that's step one. We're going to take a quick break here because we're at a time of our segment, but we'll come back and we'll dive into more of the DNR and some responsibilities to take into account that the DNR suggests.
Yep.
And a cool website that'll help you
Yes,
as well.
very awesome.
So we're going to take a quick break. You stay right there. We'll be right back. This is Talking Fitchburg. Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. I'm sitting here again with Adam Dorn for the Fitchburg Fire Department. Last segment we talked about Fitchburg burning and the permits that you need and how to obtain one and what you can burn. Now we're just going to kind of talk about some safety tips from the DNR and look at some other websites as well.
Right. So yeah, the DNR actually has a spectacular website when it comes to some of the features that they offer residents of the state to find out whether they can burn materials, what are some of the safety aspects that they should be taking care of, and also the burning restrictions. People can go on their website and find out the burning restrictions for the day
Right.
on their own website.
Yeah, and here's one of those websites now.
Yeah. This is actually the burning restriction website, page of the website. Any area that's in yellow right now is considered a high fire danger. This morning when I had looked at it, basically from Dane County, kind of draw a line horizontally to the south, was all high fire danger. And if you go from kind of like Dane County here up to St. Croix, Dunn County, draw a line up that way, that was all high danger.
Right.
That was at 8 o'clock this morning. They update the page at 10 o'clock.
Right.
And since then, over half the state is now high.
Yep.
Now, if we weren't going to get this snow, rain,
Snow. Yeah.
rain, right?
Whatever it is.
The precipitation that we're going to
Yes.
be getting here in the next couple days.
Yes.
If we weren't going to get that, this map would probably be in the the extreme fire danger to whatever, even the highest level that they offer, because the moisture in the ground is not there anymore.
Nope.
It's gone.
It's dry.
It's very dry.
It's dry out there.
So this is a great way to check it. If it's high, most likely we're not going to be giving burn permits.
Right. And you can see, like Adam was saying, right on the right side of the web page here, it says your restrictions. So it tells you right there, burns allowed from 6 p.m. to midnight and covered in certain sizes. So it tells you right there. And obviously they don't follow the Fitchburg, so you got to still follow your city ordinances for that. So just to make sure that's kind of the DNR wide. Because you said Fitchburg here is not under...
Yeah, our
DNR.
county is a cooperative county, so
Okay.
there's portions of it that are strictly under DNR regulations and others under your local municipalities.
Okay.
So we work together with the DNR. So that's why we use the DNR website. So they are the experts in wildfires. We're more experts in structural firefighting.
Right.
So we're going to defer to the experts when
Right.
it comes to this.
We're still locally controlled, but you definitely follow guidelines that the DNR is putting out on a daily basis. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
that's really cool. Some of the other things that they have on their website is we can actually go around the state on the website here and find out the current wildfire activity, and that's kind of under their main page there that they have. And what's
this
really cool, yes, this one here. If you click on this third one here, it says View.
Okay.
Yep. That one there will actually give us all the wildfires in the state. So right now you can see that we have 3. This morning when I checked, there were none.
Okay.
So if we actually click on one of the fire little icons that we see there, it'll actually tell us what it
Where
was,
it
how
is.
many acres, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So it's actually
Interesting.
kind of interesting. I think last year when it was extremely high, there were like 40 or 50 fires going on at one time in the state, which was pretty impressive.
It's a lot of fires.
Yes.
It's a lot going on.
Yep.
And are these necessarily the uncontrolled ones? That's why they're called wildfires, not controlled burns, or is it kind of both?
It's considered a wild land fire.
Okay.
So it's out in the areas where there is no growth as far as structures.
Okay.
It's natural land yet.
That they're
Yes.
burning.
Yep.
Okay. Understood.
Yep.
Cool.
So one of the things that we want to keep off of here are those little fire icons, and we do that through responsible burning.
Mm-hmm.
And the DNR has a great, it's actually a 2-page pamphlet that they
nice
hand out
big
here.
PDF here. Yep.
But it really goes through a lot of the stuff that we can and can't do.
Okay.
You'll notice under the allowed areas where burning is allowed, they have brush, leaves, pine needles, grass. Those are some of the things that here in Fitchburg we don't allow because we have the means to recycle them or compost them. And
Right.
we would rather have people do that than burn them.
Okay.
Things that are not allowed are definitely garbage, plastic, construction materials, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Here we go.
So, I mean, a lot of those things, sometimes we see people putting the stained or painted wood or treated wood in these bonfires. That's not necessarily the best thing for our environment or
no,
people in
definitely.
general.
Yeah.
So,
And I love how on here not allowed is structures. Just straight up, you can't burn that old shed.
right.
You gotta.
And surprisingly, we've had people call and ask if we could burn a shed down.
I'm sure.
And no, we can't because DNR says we can't do that.
Right. Right.
So-
But I'm sure there's means of if you can disassemble it and have the allowed pieces to be burnt, but
Yep.
you can't just light it up on fire. That's going to
Absolutely.
get you in trouble. So
Absolutely.
don't do that.
Right. So one of the other things that the DNR has on their one page of their website, it's called the Can I Burn tool.
Yes.
And this is actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interactive, basically a survey monkey, from what I
Definitely.
can understand. And you go through and answer the question that they ask and with the best response to what you have. So, Andrew, if you were going to burn at your house,
Yeah.
let's go through this.
Okay.
What do you have? What would you have a question about there?
I guess outdoor burning to dispose of I've got some trash. I've got some things outside that I'd like to get rid of that could potentially get burnt.
Okay. So let's click on that one,
Okay.
and then we're gonna go to next.
Okay.
And what kind of stuff would you be burning?
Okay. Let's say I have some yard waste, and I have some. I can only pick one.
You can only pick one,
Okay.
but you can go back
Do it
multiple
multiple times.
to
So
see if
let's
it's
just say
okay.
I have my plants. Everything I've picked
Yep.
up, leaves. I went through my yard, picked it all up, made a big pile. Does yard waste come from a single household and normal household? Yes. So it's definitely a very survey. Just a nice survey to follow.
Yep. And it says here, if that's the case, right, you have outdoor disposable waste, whatnot. You have dry yard waste, and it's from a normal household. Burning is an option for you to get rid of those
I
things.
love it's right there. Ching, nice green check mark.
Exactly.
You're good to go.
Exactly. And it also comes with some other reminders for you, what should or should not be done. And after that, you can just continue to go on.
Right.
Go to the
But
next
I love
one. and
right
might
here
just
it
take
tells you whatever city you live in. If you need a burning permit, you can click right on there and get
Yep.
to your city or village that you need,
Yep.
which is really nice. I like that. And
Yeah.
then you're done. That's a nice website though to go through
Right.
and see if you really can burn or not.
Yep.
That's nice.
It's one of those hidden gems, I'd like to say.
Yes, definitely. Well, Adam, thank you very much for the information. So again, if you are burning, make sure, especially here in the city of Fitchburg, you call, get that permit, follow the rules on what you can burn. It's very specific, so make sure you're following those rules and not burning in the urban area at all.
Correct.
That's totally out of the question.
Yep.
All right, Adam. Well, until next time, thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
We'll hopefully see you on the next one
Yes.
on a little wetter day, so less burn.
Yes, less burning potential.
Yes, definitely. All right, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.